JayBrittƒ didn't plan to get into radio. However, in 1969, when a flu bug decimated the air staff at KBZB-AM, the program director, who happened to be Jay's husband, asked her to fill in on an evening shift until some of the jocks recuperated. Even though she had no broadcasting experience, the phones lit up the next morning, with listeners asking who the charming voice they had heard the previous night belonged to. And so, a career was launched. Jay was christened the Honeybee, and for 5 years, she ruled the night shift. When the station switched to an all-sports format, Jay applied at KILT-FM in Houston and was hired to do news on the station's morning show with Lee Jolly. As often happens, the jock couldn't keep quiet during the newscasts, and Jolly and Jay's unique on-air chemistry flourished. The show enjoyed a successful 7-year run, which came to a close in 1981 when the station switched from rock to a country music format. Jay passed away in 2016 in Fredericksburg, Texas. In a print interview from the 70s, she said, "If I'm reincarnated, I want to come back as a moose in Hawaii." Well, you never know. Today, the Texas Radio Hall of Fame salutes JayBrittԥ.
Thank you.
I'm not JayBrittԥ, obviously. I'm not JayBrittԥ, obviously, but I'm her youngest son, and 50% of my speech today was right there, so I'm going to improvise on the spot. Thanks for coming out. My mom was an accidental DJ. She didn't plan on becoming a DJ, but it just transpired they needed her that night, and she went out and nailed it. People said, "Who's that woman? We want to hear more of that." At the time, she had told me that on the FM side that there were only a couple other women out there broadcasting, and so she was a true pioneer in radio. And I don't know how she did it those years, getting up at 4 a.m. to meet this guy here, but she did, and I salute her. I'm going to turn it over to Lee Jolly because my monologue's already been read. Go ahead, Lee.
Thanks. I'm the luckiest guy you've ever seen, I tell you what. I had a couple of really great partners during my 17-year run at a couple of different radio stations, not counting all the ones that I don't want to tell you about, okay? So I was 24 years old. KILT-FM was a brand new radio station. It had been Radio Montrose for a while because you couldn't hear it anywhere except in the Montrose. It was so weak. Just seriously, really. And I got a tip that they were going to go 100,000 watt stereo with commercials in about 6 months. And the guy that told me that said, "You should go apply for the job." And I said, "It's not very much money, but it's worth a shot." So I sat in the bullpen at KILT-AM for 3 days before I got an audience with Bill Young. Seriously. And I told him, "Look, I don't have credentials. I've done a little radio here, a little radio there, but I know what's going to happen with your radio station, and I would love to be a part of that. And I've got 6 months to get my act together. What do you say?" He said, "Well, you can have the 6 months, and then we'll talk." Okay, so apparently I did okay because when the time came, they fired the entire staff except for me, and I was like, "Really? Wow. Okay. Well." This is going to be great. So, wrap it up? No. No, it's just my only shot. Okay, walk on down all you want. Seriously, I'm new to the business, and I got the job, and I was scared to death I was going to lose it because we had news guys coming over from KILT-AM who were very authoritative. 4 people were killed in a car wreck this morning, and I'm going, "Oh, they're killing my audience, man. What am I going to do?" Next thing I know, I had run 2 guys off, and they brought in JayBrittԥ, and I said, "This is what's going to make this show work. This is the deal." She came out with stories that I said, "Look, I know you've never done news. It's okay. I don't care about the news. We'll do a headline or 2, and then give me the weirdest thing you can find on National Enquirer or whatever," right? She is the one who came in with the two-headed cow. There's a farmer that has a two-headed cow, and he's talking about how the next thing you know, all four eyes work, and he can move, but it only comes out of one of the mouths, you know, and it just weird stuff. And we had the best time doing that, and all we were doing is being ourselves. JayBrittԥ, I salute you, dear. Thank you for everything you did for my career. I appreciate it. It won't go.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thanks.